After watching too many YouTube reviews on this product, I figured it's time for me to move on to bigger things. Bigger than my Cintiq 13 HD. I am Ricky of Coral Wall Studio, and this is my unboxing and initial impression on the Huion Canvas GT-191. Let's get started. Produced by Shenzhen Huion Animation Technology from China, the Canvas Pen Tablet Monitor line is one of the company's flagship products among its roster of art and animation tools. This pen display series aims to enhance the art experience without seriously hurting the budget. It offers competitive specifications at a fraction of the price offered by the industry's frontrunner, Wacom. From the packaging alone, you can see that Huion is not kidding about clashing with Wacom. It sports a black matte finish with a tablet image in the center. The side of the box shows us the LCD screen and the pen touch specifications, as well as the list of things that you will find inside the box. Now, if you're living in the Philippines and, like me, have been drooling on those YouTube unboxing videos, do know that you will not be getting an extra pen nor a smudge guard, not even a thank you card from Huion. So keep in mind that you are paying for the factory default goodies and nothing more. Yes, I know it's a bummer, but you're not actually losing money on this. By the way, I am not in any way sponsored by Huion. I wish. I bought this unit from John Rich, a company that sells tech products here in the Philippines, and thanks to Jean who took care of my queries and order. She even helped me pronounce Huion properly. Right out of the box, you will get a brown box that contains the paraphernalia in operating the tablet, while the main unit is protected by foam and sandwiched between sturdy wooden boards. Neatly placed on top of the tablet are the accessories, starting with a pen encased in yet another brown box with the Huion logo. You will also get a VGA cable in case your computer doesn't support HDMI, and then of course, an HDMI cable. I'm assuming for packing purposes and to protect the tablet from shipping damage, the adjustable tablet stand is packed separately, so you will need to install this yourself, which is nice. It also comes with an installation disc that you will most likely not use, an instruction manual, and a warranty card. And now, the monitor. Wrapped in a protective Ziploc bag, the tablet measures 19 inches diagonally. Along the bottom of the monitor are the power, menu, plus, minus, and auto buttons for calibrating the color and brightness of the monitor. At the back is a sticker that shows you how to install the stand and all the cable ports oddly facing downwards. You have the USB port, the power port, VGA, DVI, and HDMI ports. How big is it compared to a dirty Cintiq 13 HD? See for yourself. The whole Cintiq fits right into the display area. The adjustable stand is pretty much the standard type that you will see in tablets like Ugi and Yenova, but nonetheless way better than the one on my Cintiq 13 HD, and of course way much better than not having any stand at all like those recent Wacom releases. I know I'm referencing Wacom too much, but do know that most of the artists switching from Wacom to Huion are previous owners of either the Intuos or Bamboo line or the Cintiq 13 HD. I don't think anyone who already owns a Cintiq 22 HD and higher will switch to this particular product. Now, about the brown box. You will find the screws for the stand conveniently taped at the bottom of the cover. You'll get a screwdriver, which is so thoughtful of Huion, a USB cable, a sophisticated screen smudge remover tool, or what we earthlings call a cleaning cloth. There's the pen charging cable, the power cord, and of course, the power adapter. You will get this pen stand that looks almost similar to Wacom's, and it contains 8 extra nibs. Here's a side-by-side comparison. Unlike Wacom, Huion provides only regular plastic nibs, compared to Wacom's different nibs that will give you different drawing feels. And finally, the pen. While Wacom dominates the pen technology in the market with its battery-free and no-charging pen, this one you need to charge. It is a redesigned, longer, and more sleek pen compared to its predecessor. Here's a side-by-side comparison with the Pro pen that comes with the Cintiq and my old Intuos 3 pen. At first I thought it was too light because it's made of plastic, but to my surprise, I couldn't even tell the weight difference between the pens. And this is me doing a scientific method of analyzing the pen weights. Up close, you'll see the Huion pen is thinner and longer than the Wacom pens, which I really like. But unlike the Wacom pens, it has a charging port on the other end instead of an eraser button. Personally, it doesn't really bother me, as I'd rather use the eraser shortcut key than having to turn my pen on the other end. Installing the stand is pretty much straightforward. 4 holes, 4 screws. That's it. Just make sure that the adjustment latch is facing upwards. Adjusting the monitor angle is very easy. Just pull up and hold the latch, adjust to your desired angle, and let the latch go. It also comes with a free matte screen protector that gives you a more textured feel and diffuses the reflection of any lighting. Will it affect the quality of the view though? We'll find out. Now I'd like to show you the cables side by side with the 13HD cable so you can picture how you will need to organize these once you have them installed in your unit. Huion's power adapter is obviously bigger than that of the Cintiqs, and while you get separate HDMI and USB cables from Huion, these are already integrated in Wacom's 3-in-1 cable, so convenience-wise, Wacom has the edge. But to be fair to Huion, that is so because they do offer different types of cable options to connect to your computer, and that I guess evens out the playing field. To charge the pen, just insert the pin of the charging cable into the hole on the end of your pen and charge it to your USB port. The manual says the light indicator on the pen will turn red while it's charging, no light when it's fully charged, and orange to prompt you to charge the pen. However, it doesn't say anything about a white light. I saw in videos of previous Huion models that you will get a nib removing tool if you need to replace the nib, similar to that of the Wacom. For canvas, however, you will not get this tool, but instead you will need to remove the cover of the pen stand and find the hole underneath, to which you will need to insert the pen nib, tilt the pen until the nib grabs onto the edge of the hole, then pull the pen to remove the nib. I couldn't do it, so I did any rational Neanderthal would do to pull out his worn out nib, and that is to use Wacom's nib remover. Genius! I can't tell you enough how much I love the adjustable stand that comes with this. Even though at its lowest angle, the monitor will start resting on the stand itself and wobble, and probably bend the cables too much, which may result to damage. But here's the thing, I don't draw that way. It's way too painful on the neck. And because I've spent the last 3 years on my Cintiq's cheap plastic 4-angled stand, now I feel I can fully adjust the monitor to the correct angle for my otherwise aging neck and back. Thank you. Once I finished downloading the driver from the Huion website and all connections in place, it was time to fire up this baby. But apparently I ignored the system requirements, and that is I should have at least the 10.11 version of Mac OS X, which is El Capitan, and my Mac runs on Mavericks. So that's why I couldn't run the tablet calibration software to correct the way off pen to cursor alignment. Stressed out, I tried to download from the App Store. I kept getting download fails, and with the help of my nephew, we were able to upgrade to High Sierra. I reinstalled the driver again, and at past 12 midnight, I was able to calibrate and use the tablet properly. Now about the screen protector, I had to remove it because it's diffusing the colors and I wanted to appreciate the screen size and clarity. But don't get me wrong, I didn't throw it away. I was also worried that because the pen is a bit long and made of plastic that I might accidentally knock it off the table and break it. So the next day I bought some cable wall organizers, which I also used to properly hold the cables at the back, and used that as some sort of holster for the pen on the side of the monitor. This way I won't misplace it and eliminate the risk of breaking it. Now, since I'm coming from years of using Wacom products, here are some nitpicks I have with the canvas which I know in time I will get used to. I have already mentioned about charging the pen, but according to reviews I have seen, it will take weeks, even months, depending on how heavy a pen user you are, to charge the pen again. So that's not much of an issue at all. Next, the absence of shortcut keys on this particular model, it will affect productivity unless I relearn the use of keyboard shortcuts. Now, the beauty and advantages of having shortcut keys is you reduce the number of keystrokes you have to make. Functions such as Ctrl S, which is the general 2 keystroke for save, you can program these into 1 key only. Now, if you can't live without shortcut keys, you can buy the higher version, which is the Canvas GT-221 Pro. Now, the 2 buttons on the pen are also express keys. The problem is with the calibration software limitation. For Wacom, you can program a specific key function for a specific application. For example, if you're using a Photoshop, you can program these 2 keys as eraser and brush. And then when you switch to, say, Coral Painter, these 2 buttons may be programmed as rotate and grab. So the software recognizes the program and switches to your preferred settings for both express keys on the tablet and the buttons on the pen. Huion does not have that kind of flexibility. You will need to change the settings manually every time you switch apps, which is a hassle, especially if you have 2 apps running. So again, this will have an effect on your productivity. Plus, for my pen, the lower button is not functioning properly. I am able to program the function in it. When I press the button, it switches to that function, but as soon as the pen touches the monitor, it switches to the function of the other button. So technically, I'm using just 1 express key for now. Another function avid Wacom users are missing, which doesn't really affect me at all, but still worth mentioning, is the absence of pen tilt functionality. You see, in programs such as Photoshop, there are brushes that simulate the strokes of a real brush, that when you tilt the pen, the strokes get wider and appear different, as if using a real brush on an angle. And when you use the pen in an almost vertical position, the strokes get thinner as if you're using the tip of the brush. Again, this doesn't affect me at all because I can basically live on the pressure sensitivity alone. Talk about pressure sensitivity. The Canvas boasts of a massive 8,192 levels of pen pressure compared to Wacom's 2,048. It means you can go from the thinnest line and smoothly transition to the thickest line as you press harder on your pen. This also applies on the lightest opacity of your stroke to the darkest from point A to point B. But really, I was totally fine with 2048, and I've yet to find out if I really need that much sensitivity on my pen tip. Maybe I can take advantage of that in my future artworks, I don't know. So that's my preliminary experience on the Huion Canvas GT-191. My drawing experience hopefully will be tackled once I get enough drawing time with this baby. And if you're a digital artist on a budget and considering to buy a direct-to-screen drawing tablet, this just may be the tablet you're looking for. I mean, sure, there are certain things on a Wacom Cintiq that are not here, but if it's worth chopping up about 40 to 50,000 pesos off the price tag compared to a large Cintiq, learning to use keyboard shortcuts isn't that much of a deal. Again, this is Ricky of Coral Wall Studio. Thank you for watching, and this is my practice on the GT-191. Catch you later.